Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be episode 12 of my No Man's Land series. If you remember last episode, I talked about creating a business, which, oh gosh, I don't have the right sheet pulled up here. So I talked about, we did add a business with you guys in here, and I kind of said I wouldn't continue adding the other business because, well, I wanted to, I think it was just going to take me a long time. So yeah, we're going to kind of show it off, and I didn't think I'd show it off this early, but I decided, you know what? We'll get into it. What I'm going to do is we're going to go sell off these stones I have. We're not going to do anything else with them. I'll kind of show off the business here in a second. It's pretty cool. I really like what I set up. So I talked about making a quarry. It's going to be Caden and Craig's stone quarry and lime station. So we can buy lime from them if we need to and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're going to go up there and we're going to sell these stones off. I don't know what the market price is. We're not going to get a ton for them, but it's going to be fine. It's mostly just we can drive up there and take a look at the quarry that they have set up. And then what I'm going to do is probably do a time lapse right off the bat here of me creating a new field on our farm. I think I want to go ahead and, well, I don't know. I think maybe we'll wait till we mow it. Yeah, it's kind of tricky back and forth whether or not I want to do that. So I think we'll wait until I mow it. And then we'll do a field. So maybe not quite yet, but you'll still probably see that next as far as, oh gosh, we're going the wrong way. I drove past it. I need to take a left, well, a right here. It was a right, now it's a left. So anyhow, you know what I'm talking about. But you see up over there where I was creating stuff, so we got our carpentry place first off right here that we created last episode. In this episode, to show off at least one of our new businesses, we'll probably actually add another business in later on, or another couple or something like that. But right here, we have our stone quarry. So it kind of comes up through here, and I felt like I did a good job decorating it. I like this little log platform that we have right here. Some of the stuff, we don't need to drive on it, but some of the stuff I did to decorate it. So we got, you know, kind of like they got stuff going on here. They got a little kind of office. I thought a log cabin kind of style would work good. A little power substation, some other trucks. Looks like they're actively quarrying in there. And then we have, of course, our stone crushers and lime stations and all that good stuff. So yeah, as far as I think, will it show us access to the production in here? It won't because we're not in the farm. So I'm not sure what it's going to do if we sell the 1898 here, or if it'll even allow me to take it. Boy, that's not the right spot. That's the out point. This is the, so that one's a sell point. This one's the lime creator here. So I'm going to try to put it in there and see if it pays us for it. So it's going to take it. It didn't pay us for it. So what I'm going to do is just pay us whatever that's going to pay out. So if we go into here, all the way at the bottom, and then basically the way we're going to kind of role play it. Oh gosh, there's so many products in here. Well, the lime production, oh, it does say it buys it. Well, the debris crusher, we'll just take the highest price because they're both here. So 51, I mean 1898. So 1.898 times 51. We're gonna make $96.7, so we'll just give us $97. So if we add money, 97 bucks. So not really nothing, but that way it'll at least go into their stone crusher. So every time we'll probably role play it that way. That way it'll produce it into lime, and then when we need lime from them, we can come buy it from them. But yeah, so I thought this was pretty cool the way I did this. I'll go into flight mode real quick just to kind of show it off a little bit. But yeah. So I felt like, I don't know where that ridge was at. I felt like this kind of natural stone ridge that's part of the map. I felt like that was kind of a cool way to set that up kind of behind the log mill there, so or the lumber mill, excuse me. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think it looks good up there. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm a little behind on comments still, so I'm gonna try to catch up, and I felt that it did kind of make sense to have a way in and out. So, and there's not a lot of space over here, and I usually don't build anything here anyways. We may eventually go up here and use some of this space up here. That's always a possibility, but I felt this looked really well, because I mean, if you see like big stone quarry outfits and stuff like that, they kind of break away at a hillside like this, something like that, and then they'll, you know, break up the stone and stuff like that into gravel and everything like that. So I felt that kind of fit really well with what we have going on. Can I get in? No, of course not in flight mode. All right, there we go. But yeah, then it just kind of, again, drives out this way, nice and smooth. It did take me about 45 minutes to an hour to make that stone quarry. I took a lot of time getting nice details in there and setting it up how I felt it should be set up. So I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, if you guys think there's anything that should be changed or different about it, let me know. If you're wondering what that little invisible thing is right over there, just by the way, because I know I'll get comments about it if I don't mention it. If we go under forestry equipment, I downloaded the TRX 600. It was from an external mod site to delete trees, and this is just kind of how it shows up. So I don't know why, but it does work really well to delete trees. You just kind of, it's hard to see or know what you're doing. But yeah, so it does work well. So that's doing sitting there. Yeah, it's a little sketchy of a mod, so I don't necessarily wouldn't recommend maybe downloading it, but it works for my purposes. It made it easy to delete those trees. But yeah, so I'm gonna head back to the farm. I'll probably fast forward until we're gonna mow again, and we're getting close to hopefully planting. This episode, I'd like to get another round of silage bales done, get a field made, and then get all of our fields planted. And then next episode, hopefully after that, we'll be harvesting again and probably end up doing more silage bales. But since we have the fast bale now, I think it'll work out a lot better for us. So anyhow, just a quick update to get us going in this episode. You might see a time lapse coming up of me creating that field. That'll probably be the time lapse for this episode. It won't be a very long time lapse, quite honestly. It's not going to take me a long time to create that. I'm going to do all the silage work just off camera because, I mean, you guys have seen me do silage work 1,000 times. So I might bring you in for part of it just to chat or whatever. But, well, we haven't used the fast bale in the series yet with everyone in. So I might just get it set up for the fast bale and bring you guys in for that. But yeah, so I'm just going to get some stuff done. I'll see you guys here in just a bit, I think is what we'll do. So yeah, I'll just start getting some stuff done around the farm. All right, welcome back everyone. It is time to actually use our fast bale. I'm pumped. All right, what I did off camera is I did spend $4,000 repairing this tractor. So it's in much better shape now. It's now already down to 88% again, of course. And then I also fertilized that field and that field. So our two, excuse me, arable crop fields. I fertilized those two bad boys there, but yeah. All right, and off we go. Getting these things baled and wrapperinoed. Super easy for us to do with the fast bale. This is just honestly really a blessing for the farm and just my time. This is going to make it so much faster to do this. So much easier. I didn't mow all the in-between stuff, so I didn't do quite as much mowing as last time because I kind of not risk versus reward, but time versus reward. I felt this was the easiest way to go kind of about it and stuff like that. And we're going to be going slow over these really thick areas here, but at the same time we don't have to stop, and it's going to wrap every single bit of everything for us. So we don't have to worry about going over and wrapping them again. So even though this is a little bit slower as far as actually going over the lines, way easier in the long run as far as everything goes. And nice little blue silage bales, so I'm pumped about that. We'll dump them off. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, yeah, this is just going to take me a while to get all this stuff wrapped, but at the same time, this is going to be way faster. It's one pass over and we're done. So all we have to do is mow, windrow, and then we can bale wrap all at the same time. So this bale wrapper is fantastic. And we don't have to stop and do any of that while we're doing it. So even though we are going slower than maybe we would in a different baler, we don't have to stop to unload and wait for the wrapper and all that good stuff like that. So just overall, just way better as far as quality of life goes. But yeah, so other things in this episode we need to get done. We need to get our stuff planted here. So I think we should do maybe our small, I did think about adding in another field here, and I think we're still going to do that. So I'll probably end up doing that off camera after I get this stuff baled. But I want to bring you guys back in while we're obviously doing our fast baling, because it's just cool that we're actually fast baling now. I know we've done it before. I've done a lot of fast baling. I've used this baler quite a bit on this on my channel and stuff like that. But first time we've done it on this series, so I figured it'd be kind of worthwhile to bring you guys in for that. But yeah, so we do need to get stuff planted. I think I'll put a field kind of right where this cutout is, where this grass has been mowed here. So I think we'll put a field here, and I want to start doing more arable. So I'm going to do arable crops here. We'll still bale and silage wrap that area up at the top, but I think this is going to turn into a field here. I do want to put a little bit of a dirt path up over around some of the stuff we got going on. So I think I'm going to end up doing some of that. And actually, I might do that with you guys in here. That just kind of makes sense. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll just turn this guy off for a second. We go into landscaping mode. So I want a path. This I want to kind of all be part. I know this is going to cost us some money, which is going to be really unnecessary, but we're going to, that's the animal dirt. Yeah. Which I know is like, you know, kind of unnecessary for what we got going on, but it's just going to cost us a lot of unnecessary cash right now with where we're at. I think we can make it all just like that for now. I did kind of like how it was sitting there, but I think we're at a point where that's okay. And then as far as dirt paths go, that's a little too wide for me. I want it to be a little bit narrower. Just kind of up along this, right along here. I want there to be a path. And then I actually want it to go straight up, I think, to this field and then cut across over here. Because then we have this kind of area, once we clear the trees, we'll have this whole area where we can kind of do what we want with. And I think that just kind of makes more sense with the path and stuff like that. So we'll just keep running it up this way. And that's pretty close to, as far as that goes. We'll get that a little bit closer maybe. And then we'll have some grass there, and then We'll keep obviously just mowing this. This field will continue to be a mowed field. This actually isn't costing us that much money to throw some dirt down. And the reality of it is it wouldn't really cost us anything in the real world. We just have to come out here and plow it up or something like that just to get rid of the grass and smash it all down and do a road. But yeah, so just like that, just that's going to go out to there for now. So kind of like that. That's kind of the plan here. I'm going to smooth this edge out a little bit because you can see I want it to be pretty on there. Can't really see what I'm doing exactly. It's kind of hard shade here. Just along there like that. I think that will blend over to there quite nicely. Make that corner a little bit more defined. And then this is going to be a little bit wider this way. So I kind of want maybe about into there, and that can kind of flow into that. Yeah, just like right about there. That's perfect. Cut that out there. I don't even really need to go any farther over that way. Up here a little bit more. And then to there. All right, so there. Yeah, so now we got kind of a dirt path going through there. I know there's one right here. I'm not going to keep that one. Most likely, I'm not going to keep that one. Part of me, I mean, I kind of wish we had a way to just remove the rocks. Like I could have a friend of mine edit out some of the rocks. I might have Yas or someone do that. Yas, if you're watching, I'm sure you're going to watch this episode when it comes out. I might have you do that for me occasionally, as occasionally delete a rock. Because I like the rocks in here, but I do think we have to pay like a fee to get them rid of them. I think it's okay. Yeah, it's great working around them right now, but I do think we should be able to get rid of these rocks, just like you would in real life if you wanted to hire a company to come out and actually just bulldoze the bajiminies out of these guys. You could do that and you could hire them. It might cost us a pretty penny to do it, but I think it'd be worthwhile to have that just as an option. That way we can kind of, and then eventually we can do maybe a dirt road down this way and maybe a dirt road down this way. But for now, that's just going to kind of remain like a no man's land. No pun intended for the map we're on, but that'll be kind of just an area where it's just, we're not going to use it. But yeah, we'll put a field in right through here, right across this area, right through here, all the way up to the edge of the, so yeah, basically right where we have mowed here, that's going to become a field up to about there. Then this will be nice to have the dirt path going around. It kind of adds a little bit of organization. And then with the dirt path being up against this field, instead of going across and then up, we have, once we clear this land here, we have this chunk of land that we can do what we want with, whether it be put another field in, like a small field or something like that. And actually, you know what? I'm tempted to put like a small field in. Well, no, it's not going to help us a lot to have a little extra bit of, well, I guess, I debate on that. I think we'll leave it for now. But we put a field in here. I would like to probably on this field, because it's our smaller field, I believe, even after we put this field in. I think I would like to maybe do like a sugar beet round on here. And then maybe since we're leasing a planter to do sugar beets, we might, let's go take a look in the menu here. So if we're gonna do sugar beets, we could go to, because we don't have a corn header, but what we could do if we go, taking a look at what we got in here. Yeah, nothing really standing out. We get a planter. Planters will also do soybeans, so we could potentially plant soy. I know I talked about, well, let's take a look. We got to take a look at the menu as far as when soy goes. I know I talked about doing some sorghum, which I'd prefer, I think, to do, but if soy is something we can plant in April, so if we plant April, we can plant soy. I think that'd be good. That way we only have to lease one device to do all of our planting for the year, or planting and seeding. So we can do that, and we can plant soy on the other two fields if we did sugar beets on one. Now, as far as harvesting the sugar beets go, we do have some options for that if we go in the store. What we can do if we go down to sugar beet technology, if I can find it, beet technology. Yes, we can do this, which that's a very good possibility to do. Because if we lease that, it's $5 grand, which I mean, we'll make that back on a sugar beet field, but excuse me, you could also lease this guy. This guy does harvest sugar beets, just not as, well, it's not going to be as, excuse me, geez, not as easy, but it would be a lot cheaper because the leasing cost on this is only $400. So if we did that, we hopefully will be able to start finding some workers to work for us as the town grows a little bit. But yes, that's another possibility there. So I think what we'll do this episode, we'll plant some sugar beets. We'll finish silage bale wrapping and hopefully sell off our silage bales because we could use a little bit of influx of cash. We'll plant our soy fields. We'll make a field, plant our soy fields, our sugar beet fields, add a couple businesses, and I think wrap it up there. I think that's kind of our goal for this episode. So yeah, I will keep getting our wrapping done here. You'll probably see a time lapse of me making the field. It'll be a quick little time lapse in there. Well, you know, we do time lapse there, so let's just not do one this episode. You guys have seen all that stuff before. We can do an episode without one. So I will just go ahead and I'll finish this up. I'll get the field made, and then I will bring you guys back in probably when I want to show off some businesses that I've added into the map, and that'll probably be close to where we wrap it up. So I'll see you guys here in just a bit. All right, welcome back everyone. So beautiful sugar beets growing here. Over here we have soy growing, and then over here we have soy growing, and then our grass actually is probably ready to harvest again. Yep. Well, no, not quite. It should go up one more stage, and then it should look like this, and then that should get there. It says 3 out of 3, but I don't believe that is the truth. I don't know. It's just been weird, the grass, a little bit. But anyhow, yeah, so where are we at? What do we got going on here? Well, I did make a little bit of a close call mistake kind of thing. I'll kind of walk you guys through what happened here. So, first off, I plowed in. Let's just get into flight mode so you guys can kind of see where the farm stands. So I plowed in this new field here. So you can see we got our new field. So this is kind of, you know, we got 4 fields. That's kind of what we got going on. There's a lot of space in between the fields, which isn't ideal, but we're using most of our property, quite honestly, to farm, which is great. And we're gonna make a lot of money, hopefully, on these sugar beets and the soy and all that good stuff. So I'm excited about that. Now, I did obviously finish up getting all the bales wrapped and all that good stuff there. The problem with that wasn't really a problem with it. After I was done with it, I was like, you know what? I want to try to get these things sold off as soon as possible. So if we go in the menu, I was looking at silage prices. I show fluctuations. We were right here, so I was like, it's only going to go down, and I need the money before here. So I mean, we're going to need it before we would have needed it before then. So I wanted to sell it without, you know, going up here. So 190's kind of been where we've been getting to. 152 at the lowest. Well, I wanted to sell them right away. So what I did was like, well, I want to sell them quick, and you know what? I'll invest in this just because it'll save me some money. So I went into here. And I leased this guy. The initial leasing cost and all I paid for leasing it was, well, to start I paid $25.75. So I leased it, filled up a trailer full of bales, and then I realized, thankfully, before I went and sold them, that they were just grass bales. I hadn't let them ferment at all, so then I was like, oh no. So I had to keep it there, and then I paid an additional 2 days worth of rent on that thing, so another $500 bucks. I paid $3,000 now for it to get that stupid bale mover deal. And then I sold the 28 bales that we had at $157 per 1,000 liters, which is not a great price. It was all right. And then we got $16,000 total for our bales, minus obviously then you take out the $3,000 that I spent on leasing that stupid thing. It was actually really nice to lease it. I just wish I hadn't had to spend the extra $500. And then, so that was kind of how our bales went, which is fine. We got money that we needed to. But before I got the bales sold off, because I was still waiting for them to ferment, I had to plant. So the planter, I was looking in here at planters, as far as all this goes. And I was like, well, this one will be cheapest, but it's going to take me a while to plant with that. So I ended up going with this guy, which I've leased for, we go into here. Not terrible, 3,500 bucks, but I didn't realize we were really low on cash. So I drove us, by the time I had the planting done, after I bought some seeds that we needed, we had about $500 or $600 in the bank, which means that overnight we went into we had negative 109 in the bank after we paid interest on loans and leasing costs. And then I was able to sell the silage bales finally off, and then that kind of fixed it. But oh goodness, it was just a lot. I also obviously had to lime this new field over here, and then I obviously have all of our fields fertilized. So if we go into the menu here, all of our fields are good to go. There's still stones in this one. I did have to pick stones off of this one before I put it down. So our stone crusher down there has some stones in it. But yeah, so that's kind of where the farm's sitting. But yeah, as far as all that goes, so yeah, a little bit chaotic. It didn't go exactly to plan or anything like that. Let me get out of flight mode here. There we go. We're gonna hop in our truck. We're gonna drive into town because, well, we got a friend that moved into town here. He's a good friend of the channel. Also has a YouTube channel you guys should definitely check out. But my friend Rusty Money is up in here. He moved into the area, I guess he wanted to open up a shop over here. So I'm excited. He's got some good stuff at his shop, it sounds like. So I think we're gonna stop in and pay him a little visit, I think is what we're going to do. And before we end out the episode here, this episode time-wise is going to be a shorter one, I think, but because I'm right kind of where I think I wanted to get done as far as everything I wanted to get done for the episode. So it's going to be a little bit shorter, which I think it's fine. The first episode coming back was a little longer. Typically I try to go between like 22 to 28 minutes, somewhere in there. But oh, the other thing too, up over here for our, I think that if we go into, yeah, Rust Petro Fuel Service, they have a new delivery truck. So Russ, hopefully this is a good enough truck for you. I thought it looked pretty nice in this configuration here, but it's one of the TLX Phoenix trucks there with the fuel tanker on the back. So we see that truck around the farm. We know they're out there delivering fuel for us. So I thought that was pretty nice to kind of add that in there for them. And then if we kind of make a quick little U-turn, don't destroy the grass there. But I mean, I love the way the town, oh geez, I just hit that fence real hard. I love the way the town is just kind of coming together. I honestly do. And I have a good idea for what's going to go in this space right here. I have another business that I'm going to put in, I think, next week. Well, not next week, I should say. Next episode. Not next week. Hopefully we'll do more than one of these a week. But right out there, you can kind of see it now coming into view right next to our other restaurant. What do we got going on here? What is Rusty set up in our town right here? I did add some parking spots to both businesses as well, which is kind of nice. But so if you remember correctly, over here, this one should be named correctly. Yep, Grandpa's Pizza right over there. I can't remember who started that business. It's been so while, but RDS. So this wouldn't let me rename it with anything longer than that, but this is Rusty's Donut Shop right here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, geez, I can't park. Sorry, Rusty. It's almost borderline got a drive-through around it, but yeah, so I set all this stuff up. I tried to move these back closer to the fence, but I couldn't destroy them. So maybe there's something I'm doing wrong here, but I can click on them and I can access them, but if I go demolish, it won't let me select them. I can demolish the fence. Oh, I can't even demolish the fence. It's all permanent. So I don't know what's up with that. I might have to save and come out. It's not letting me demolish. Oh, well, I don't own this farm actually, so that's another good point. I'm not on their farm, but even when I was on their farm, it wouldn't let me destroy any of that stuff. So I'm a little curious about these guys and these tables for that matter. It would let me destroy this, but nothing else. But yeah, this is Rusty's Donut Shop here. I don't think I can do anything as far as anything goes. This thing moves around. I accidentally placed that, and now it's kind of stuck because I couldn't delete that either. But yeah, so I don't know how to delete that. If you have any tips on that, it might just be at the load in. But I use some of these placeable hedges. Why did I almost said fences? And I was like, fedges. These are fence hedges. But yep, we got Grandpa's Pizza over here. Now we got Rusty's Donut Shop. Obviously, they sell coffee as well. So what was, let me look over at, what was Rusty's exact comment? He said, I would be honored to be the owner of the bakery. And this is actually a bakery on here that you're looking at. Of course, that is if you want a great place to get the best cup and sweet treats. And by cup, of course, he means cup of coffee. Better yet, I can be the owner of the root crop sell points. That's just a joke between us. But because I promise I'll pay you well. Thank you, Rusty. Rusty Money Gaming is the name of Rusty's channel. Rusty's a fellow law enforcement officer, in case you guys did not know that. But make sure you guys go check out his channel. He does fantastic work on his channel. I'm way behind on his stuff, but hey, I really love what he puts out. I just need more time to watch it. But again, thank you, Rusty, for all your support on here. It's been nice to have another police officer kind of going along the same route that I'm going along as far as doing YouTube and stuff and like that. But yeah, so make sure you guys go check out Rusty's channel. Fantastic guy, good friend of this channel. But yeah, so that's kind of what we got going for you guys today. Yeah, we've got ourselves a couple donuts to go and a cup of joe, so we're good to go there. You guys should know what cup of joe means. It's slang for a cup of coffee, in case you didn't know. But yeah, I don't know why I had to explain that, but anyhow, hopefully you guys are still enjoying the series. Quite honestly, and it could be that I'm way behind on comments. It probably is partially that, because I'm a month behind on comments right now. I need to get caught up. But I've got tons of people that want to open businesses, which is fantastic, by the way. You be a little bit careful there. But I don't have a ton of subscriber contracts yet. I do have a couple on there, which actually I'll mention them. Well, no, I'll mention them when we get there. Well, actually, I'll mention the names of the people that give them. So, Lifeless Squash, Daily Diesel, and Fanatic Farmer, I see your subscriber contracts, and I do plan to do actually all of those. I do plan to do all of those at one point or another in this series, so thank you guys for those. But yeah, those are the only contracts that I have seen. Now, if you posted one and they just haven't gotten to the last month, that's fine. But if you wanted to post some contracts, feel free to let me know. I won't take every contract, but it's nice to have kind of some contracts out there to start picking and choosing from. I like contracts that have a little bit of a storyline, that at least a little bit of a storyline. That way it's not like, hey, I just need this, and then no reason behind it. It's nice to be like, hey, I need this for this. Or, hey, there's this story about whatever, you know. Yeah, it's all role play. Obviously, everything I do on here. I've had people ask questions about how the businesses pop up. I add all those businesses in. It's just part of how I do the role play for the series. But yeah, guys, so that's what I got for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel. and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching.